imaginary axis. Okay. Previously s is equal to 0 is the imaginary axis. Now z is equal to 0. Here this will become z plane and it is the s plane here. Now this is -1, it is -2, it is -3, like that. So here these poles are located here. That means in this z plane, that means if I shift this imaginary axis from 0 location to -1, this will become less stable when compared to this one. Previously also that is like that only. Suppose if I shift this imaginary axis from s is equal to -1 to s is equal to 0 to s is equal to -3. Suppose if I shift the two systems here, when it is s is equal to -3, sorry, it is not the imaginary axis here. This is the imaginary axis now. It is some y plane or anything, y plane. Here s is equal to, this is point is s is equal to -3, s plus 3 is equal to 0, some y is equal to 0, where y is equal to s plus 3 here. That means if I am shifting this imaginary axis from here to here, if I shift that this one, then these poles at s is equal to -2 and at s is equal to -4, this will become unstable. This will become this system 1. It is a system 1. This will become unstable and this will become stable system. If I shift this imaginary axis from s is equal to 0 to s is equal to some -5, both the systems are unstable systems. If I shift this imaginary axis from s is equal to 0 to -1, both the systems are stable systems, but s is equal to -4 is the more stable when compared to this s is equal to -2. So this is how we can analyze this relative stability concept. Next let me explain about this Routh-Hurwitz criterion. Routh-Hurwitz criterion. This criterion is used to find the system stability from the characteristic equation. So I need to know the information first, the characteristic equation. Suppose if the characteristic equation is a1 s power n plus a2 s power n minus 1 plus a3 s power n minus 2 plus a4 s power n minus 3 plus and so on is equal to 0. Suppose let us assume this is the characteristic equation. How to find the system stability from this characteristic equation using the Routh-Hurwitz criterion? So to find the system stability, first of all you form Routh array. So the Routh array, how to form this Routh array? S power n, write down s power n here, s power n minus 1, s power n minus 1, s power n minus 2 and so on. Here s power 0, this is s power 0, and take a straight line here. So make these coefficients a1, leave one term here, that is s power n minus 1 term. Now another term is a3. Now here a2 and so on. Here it is like this. Next term is a2. Here it is a2. Leave one term here. Is a4 and so on. And if I want to find this one, this element, to find this element like this, multiply these two things and multiply these two things, subtract and divide this subtraction divided by this element, that is a2 into a3 minus a1 into a4 divided by a2. So this is the value here. And suppose here it is suppose here a3, suppose a5, it is a6, like that. If I want to find this element, this element can be calculated by multiplying this one and this one here, that is a2 into a5 minus a2 into a5 minus a6 into a1, a6 into A1 divided by this A2 divided by this A2. So these things here, suppose let us assume it is some K1, it is some K2. Suppose if I want to find another element here, then you multiply this one with this one, multiply this one with this one, and subtract this one, these two things, and divide these two things by K1. That is this element K1 into A4 minus K2 into A2 divided by K1. So this is the element here. And also how to find the system stability here from this Routh array. The first column of this Routh array will give the information about the stability. Just now I already said that that is the first column of the Routh array have the positive values. All the values of the first column of this Routh array has all the positive values. Then the system is said to be stable system. And if any value of this first column of the Routh array has any negative value, then the system is said to be unstable system. If any row of this Routh array becomes 0, then the system is said to be marginally stable system. And here that means if the system is stable system, then all the poles are located in the left half of the S-plane. If the system is unstable system, all the any one pole or any poles, some poles are located in the right half of the S-plane. That means how many poles are located in the right half of the S-plane can be identified or can be obtained by finding the number of sign changes in the first column of the Routh array. If the number of sign changes are 2, then there are two number of poles are located in the right half of the S-plane. And also the marginally stable system. If the poles are located on the imaginary axis, then the system is said to be marginally stable system. That means if any row will become 0, then the system is said to be marginally stable system. And how to find the location of these marginally stable these poles here? How many the poles located on the imaginary axis can be found out by using this Routh array here. That means the location of this imaginary poles on the imaginary axis can also be found out from this Routh array. That means from this Routh array we can find out, or from auxiliary equation. We can find this location of the imaginary poles. Okay. So in this Routh array, finally what I want to say here is this in this Routh Hurwitz criterion, using this Routh array we can find out the stability of a system. If all the elements in the first column of the Routh array becomes positive, then all the poles are located in the left half of the S-plane, then thereby the system is said to be stable system. If all the elements in the first column of the Routh array, if any one of the element in the first column of the Routh array is negative, then the system is said to be unstable system. And also the number of poles that are located in the right half of the S-plane can be obtained by identifying the number of sign changes in the first column of the Routh array. If any row of the Routh array becomes 0, then the system is said to be marginally stable system. And the location of the poles on the imaginary axis can be obtained from the auxiliary equation. So we can discuss after some time this auxiliary equation. Okay. Next. And there is some limitations are there in this Routh Hurwitz criterion. So one of the limitations here is it is only this is only used to find out the system stability, and also if the system is unstable, then it will give the information about how many poles are located on the right half of the S-plane, but it will not give the location of the poles on the right half of the S plane. This is one of the limitation. What is the limitation here is uh, it will not give the exact location of the poles on the right half of the S plane. So that is one of the limitations of this Routh-Hurwitz criterion. And here some of the cases, so I will solve some of the problems here. That is, suppose the characteristic equation or the denominator of the output polynomial is, let us assume, it is 10s power 4 plus 9s cube plus 3s square plus 6s plus 9 is equal to 0. So let us take this is the characteristic equation, and from this I want to find the stability of a system here. So that this is s power 4 s cube s square s power 1 s power 0. So s power 4 coefficients here, it is 10. Next leave that one term here, 3, leave one term here, 9. Next s cube coefficient is 9, s power 1 coefficient is 6 here, so there is no coefficient here, 0. So if I want to find this element, 9 into 3 here, this element can be found out from here. 9 into 3 minus 6 into 10 divided by 9. So 27 minus 60 minus 9 3 is 27 minus 60 divided by 9, and is equal to how much here? 30 minus 60, that is minus 33 divided by 9, that is equal to minus 11 by 3. So this element is minus 11 by 3. This is minus 11 by 3. It is minus 11 by 3. This element, this one minus this one, 9 into 9, 81, minus 0 divided by 9. So this one become this element itself, and it is 0. Next, this element can be found out like this. So this is minus 11 by 3 into 6, minus 11 by 3 into 6 minus 9 into 9, 81 divided by minus 11 by 3, that is equal to, it is minus 11 into, so if I take a negative sign here, minus of 11 into 3 2's, anything here, 11 by 3 into 6 plus 81 divided by minus 11 by 3. This negative and this negative sign will cancel here. So this is the positive value. Suppose let us take this is a plus k, it is plus k. So here it is plus k, this is a plus k, and this value, this is 0, this is also 0. Why it is 0? This element can be found out by using 11 by 3 into 6 minus 0 into 9 divided by 11 by 3. So it is 0. So it is also 0. Here this element, this one into this one, k into 9 minus 0 divided by k. So this element will become 9 here. So this is 0, this is 0. Okay. So here there is a negative sign here. It is a negative. So here it is the negative. It is negative. Here it is positive. Here it is positive. Here there is a negative element is present in the first column of the Routh array, so that the system is said to be unstable system. And also the number of sign changes here, positive to negative, one sign change, negative to positive, another sign change. So it is 1 2 2 sign changes are present here, so that 2 poles are located in the right half of the S plane. So this is the information that we got from this Routh-Hurwitz criterion. Let us take another problem here. Another problem here. There are some special cases are there here that we need to discuss here. That is first case 1. In this case 1, if any one row of Routh array becomes 0, then how to proceed? Sorry, this is not the first case. If any one element if any one element in the first column, if any one element, this one, if any one element in the first column of rough array becomes 0. Suppose there is a characteristic equation, that is s power 4 plus s cube plus 2s square plus 2s plus 5 is equal to 0. 5 is equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation. So from this characteristic equation, if any one element in the first column of rough array, s power 4, s cube, s square, then s power 1, s power 0, 1, 2, 5, next 1, 2, it is 1, 2, it is 0. Then this element 1 into 2 minus 2 into 1 is equal to 0, 0 divided by 1. So 0 by 1 is equal to 0. Next 1 into 5 minus 0 into 1 divided by 1, that is equal to 5, 0. Next, if I want to find out this element, you see here 0 into 2 minus 5 into 1 divided by 0. Anything divided by 0 will gives the infinity. So we cannot proceed from here itself. So to solve this problem, what I am doing here is, there are two solutions for this. First solution is, let us assume this is equal to some, take this one is equal to some x or some epsilon. I am taking this value as epsilon here. Next, you proceed by replacing 0 to epsilon. Next, 2 into epsilon, it is 2 into epsilon minus 5 divided by epsilon. Next,